A 1950s Christmas. The 1950s was a decade that exquisitely encapsulated the true essence of Christmas, with its enchanting traditions and heartwarming festivities. Each year, families eagerly anticipated partaking in the joys of decorating the Christmas tree, gathering with loved ones, and reading a classic Christmas tale, all to celebrate the birth of Jesus. Local parades became a cherished highlight, where families would join in the merriment. Some of these parades even drew inspiration from the renowned Macy's Parade, featuring beautiful balloons and floats. These small-town processions marked the beginning of the holiday season, filling both children and adults with unbridled excitement. Numerous films, foods, toys, and music from this era have since ingrained themselves as enduring American Christmas traditions. Prior to the 1950s, the United States heavily relied on Germany for Christmas ornaments, toys, and customs. However, in the years following World War II, the nation became self-sufficient in these realms, and American-made decorations and toys emerged as more affordable alternatives to their German counterparts. In the culinary realm, the Eisenhower White House years witnessed the emergence of delightful holiday treats. One such delicacy was First Lady Mamie Eisenhower's $1 Million Fudge recipe, which quickly became a beloved indulgence. Debuting in 1955 as part of a collection of published recipes by the Women's National Press Club of Washington, D.C., it captivated the taste buds of many Americans. Additionally, the iconic green bean casserole made its culinary debut in the same year, courtesy of the Campbell Soup Company. This delectable dish, consisting of green beans, cream of mushroom soup, and crispy French's fried onions as a delightful topping, has remained a beloved American favorite. The 1950s were certainly a time of vibrant social gatherings and lively celebrations, and Christmas parties were no exception. These festive gatherings were eagerly anticipated and served as a way to bring friends, families, and neighbors together to celebrate the holiday season. Homes were transformed into winter wonderlands with brightly lit Christmas trees, tinsel, garlands, and homemade ornaments. Mistletoe was hung in the doorways, and wreaths adorned the front doors. The sounds of classic Christmas songs filled the air during these parties. Bing Crosby's White Christmas, Nat King Cole's The Christmas Song, and other timeless holiday tunes were played, setting the perfect festive ambiance. Guests would often gather around the piano to sing carols together, creating a sense of togetherness and joy. Food played a central role at 1950s Christmas parties. Traditional holiday dishes like roasted turkey, glazed ham, mashed potatoes, and cranberry sauce were staples on the menu. Festive treats such as fruit cake, gingerbread cookies, and eggnog were enjoyed by all. Popular drinks of the era included classic cocktails like martinis, Manhattans, and a Tom Collins, as well as non-alcoholic options like hot chocolate and spiced cider. Party hosts in the 1950s often planned various games and activities to keep guests entertained. Popular games included charades, party quizzes, and even Christmas-themed scavenger hunts. Sometimes a small talent show or a sing-along to Christmas carols would be organized. Children would enjoy activities like pin the nose on Rudolph or breaking open a piñata filled with candy and small toys. Exchanging gifts was a cherished tradition at 1950s Christmas parties. Guests would bring wrapped presents and place them under the Christmas tree. Sometimes a game like Secret Santa or White Elephant would be played to determine who received each gift. The joy of giving and receiving presents added an extra layer of excitement to the festivities. Hosts would often provide disposable cameras or ask guests to bring their own to capture the memories of the evening. These candid snapshots would be developed later, serving as cherished mementos of the festive gathering itself. Christmas parties were an enduring staple in the 1950s, but choosing the perfect Christmas tree was at the top of the list. Whether the family opted to cut down a fresh pine or selected a new and gleaming aluminum tree, the act of adorning the tree with decorations always served as a highlight for the season. In the late 1950s, aluminum Christmas trees adorned with foil needles gained popularity in countless homes. Illuminated by a rotating color wheel, these trees embodied the space-age aesthetic that permeated the era. The fascination with space exploration and technological advancements during the 1960s influenced various products and designs, and aluminum trees were no exception. With their modern appeal, these trees found great success between 1958 and 1965. However, their popularity declined significantly after the airing of A Charlie Brown Christmas in 1965. Wherein the iconic TV special Charlie Brown's choice of a small, authentic sapling over an aluminum tree contributed to the public's perception that the latter was artificial and devoid of authenticity. As a result, the demand for aluminum trees dwindled, and they never regained widespread popularity. NORAD Tracks Santa was an esteemed holiday event. Commenced in 1955 as a simulation by the North American Aerospace Defense Command to track Santa Claus. This annual tradition, which begins on December 23rd at midnight, serves as a community outreach program for NORAD. The event's origins can be traced back to 1948, when the United States Air Force claimed to have detected Santa's sleigh on the radar. However, it wasn't until 1955 when a child misstyled a number in a Sears advertisement and reached the Continental Air Defense Command Center, where the tracking of Santa's sleigh was simulated. They then assumed responsibility for reporting on this heartwarming journey. The post-World War II era witnessed significant advancements in the creation of Christmas tree ornaments. Businesses such as Shiny Bright began mass-producing low-cost glass ornaments, while bubble lights emerged as a captivating novelty lighting option. Plastic electrified tree toppers shaped as stars and angels gained popularity during this time. Slovenia introduced fluorescent pastel lights in 1946, while Noma produced flashing lights in 1955. Fairy lights, imported from Europe in 1950, became a popular and affordable decoration choice. In the 19th century, Germany held the title of the world's toy manufacturing capital, but the import expenses made Germany's toys expensive in America. However, the cost of toys decreased when German toy makers began mass-producing them under the direction of Frank Woolworth, transporting them to Woolworth's warehouses for distribution. This distribution of toy supplies from Germany during World War I resulted in a surge of American toy manufacturing. Although the Great Depression temporarily slowed down the industry, World War II proved to be the catalyst for its growth. After the war, American couples eagerly sought to have children and provide them with lavish Christmases that they themselves never experienced. This desire led to the introduction of enduring games and toys, which continued to be made and enjoyed to this day. Television also played a significant role in cultivating the United States toy market by enabling manufacturers to advertise directly to children. Mr. Potato Head became the earliest toy to ever be advertised on TV, with its sales surpassing $4 million in its first year. The 1950s had a rise of consumerism, particularly during the Christmas season. Advertisements appeared not only on TV, but in newspapers and magazines, enticing men, women, and children with all the latest gadgets deemed essential for the holiday. Men were encouraged to spoil their wives with practical gifts that would make their lives easier, while women were encouraged to buy gifts for men that would help them relax after a hard day's work. For children, it was all about acquiring the latest and greatest toys. Silly Putty made its debut in 1950. In 1953, Jack Odell created the Matchbox car after learning that his daughter could only bring toys to school if they could fit inside a matchbox. 1956 saw the arrival of Play-Doh, while the Frisbee, originally called the Pluto Platter, was introduced in 1957, and the hula hoop became a sensation in 1958. Dolls also held a prominent place on many Christmas lists. Ginny dolls from the Vogue doll company took girls by storm during the 1950s. However, since the launch of Barbie in 1959, the doll world would never be the same. Christmas church services in the 1950s attracted a large number of attendees from the local community. Families would come together dressed in their Sunday best to worship and celebrate the holiday. The church served as a central gathering place, fostering a sense of community and belonging. These services brought together congregations to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ and reflect on the spiritual significance of Christmas. These services followed a traditional format with a focus on reverence and solemnity, incorporating hymns, scriptural readings, prayers, and sermons that emphasized the biblical narrative of the Nativity. Traditional hymns and carols like O Holy Night, Silent Night, and Hark the Herald Angels Sing were sung by the congregation, often accompanied by an organ or choir. Sometimes special musical performances featuring choirs, soloists, or instrumentalists were arranged, adding to the joyous and sacred atmosphere. Many churches featured beautifully crafted nativity scenes, reminding worshipers of the birth of Jesus and the central message of Christmas itself. Candlelight services were a cherished tradition during this season. Towards the end of the service, individuals would hold lit candles, symbolizing the light of Christ and the hope that he brings to the world. As the candles were passed from person to person, the church would gradually fill with a warm and luminous glow, creating a beautiful visual representation of unity and faith. For many families, Christmas Eve held a special place, often accompanied by a beloved story reading. After hanging stockings and leaving a snack for Santa Claus, mothers and fathers across the country would read stories like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer or recite the classic poem The Night Before Christmas, before tucking their children into bed. Despite the passing years, one thing remains constant: the sense of wonder that the Christmas holiday brings to us all. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know in the comments your favorite Christmas tradition and toy you ever received. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next video.